Um, I got invited to a camp, but it was like honestly like 12, 13 Stormers players. So I didn't think too much of it, to be fair. And like I was like, oh, this is cool. Like get the opportunity to be in a national camp for the first time. And the camp was in Joburg, and we had like 3, 4 days there, and flew back to Cape Town. But when I got to Cape Town airport, I think it was, by that time they'd announced the Springbok squad, but we were obviously on the flight and phones were off and stuff. And my phone was just, when I turned my phone back on, it was just pinging like crazy. And I had no idea. And then I just saw like at the airport there was like these, and I think it was in the Wimpy, there was a TV, and they like just said like, oh, a number of new caps in the Springbok squad, and I saw my name and I was like, oh wow. Got on the phone and called my parents, and yeah, it was like a really special moment. Just didn't expect to play, but just to be in the squad, getting to be in the national squad for the first time was awesome. And then obviously played France in that June series of 2017 and got a few caps there. And yeah, so it was like just became like a whirlwind kind of month in June. Played the 3 tests against France, and from there went to the rugby championship. Played a couple of games against the All Blacks and Aussies. Um, yeah, so 2017 was really, up until now, probably one of my best years of rugby for me.
Yeah. Talk me, and I know you said your debut it's kind of a blur. Do you remember much from your Springbok debut?
Oh, it was so funny because they named the squad and I was on the bench, and so nervous, like Thursday and Friday. And um, I had my parents there, I had my missus there come up for the game, and it was obviously a big deal. But I was like thinking to myself, oh, just let me get onto the field. If I get a couple of minutes, all good, happy. And I was on the bench and I was sitting next to Franz Steyn, and obviously one of the legends of Springbok rugby and world rugby. And he was just so chilled, like he was chatting to the French boys, like chirping them, like laughing and joking. And I'm sitting there, literally got no more nails left, just so nervous. Like second half came and it was like 50 minutes, 60 minutes went by, and I'm start looking at the manager, like, shit, I hope he calls my name, but I also, like, I'm so nervous. I hope he doesn't. Like I don't even want to go on. I'm so nervous. And then like got the call, like, take off the tracksuit, you're going on. And I just like remember just like so many flashbacks going through my mind, just like taking off my tracksuit, and that whole moment felt so slowed down, like thinking back to me as a lighty, like just running around, throwing the ball around with my brother or my dad or whatever. And now I'm getting to do it for my country. So when I ran onto the field, I was just like, this is cool. Like, I'm a Springbok, or like I've got a Springbok cap. And I was actually late to sort of set for the play that was called, because I was just trying to like take everything in.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I got a couple of minutes in that test at Loftus. And then the following weekend we played in Durban, and I got on for the last 30 seconds, and I was like, oh, that's a bit of that's a bit of a anticlimax of the last weekend. But yeah, then the next weekend, the last test was in Joburg, got 20 odd minutes, but it was just so cool. Like even that 30 seconds being on the field, I didn't really care.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is awesome. I'm yet again doing what I love, and getting to represent my country at the same time. So for me, it was just special. It is a moment, obviously, that I'll remember forever. But at the same time, just so enjoyable to get to that point where you're like, I've put a lot of hard work in, and I'm finally getting to reap the rewards of being an international rugby player. Yeah.